Maryville hockey starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center. And it's time for the Maryville Saints pregame show. I'm Todd Panula alongside Andrew March, and we're here to bring you all of tonight's exciting ACHA action between your Maryville Saints and the Purple Eagles of Niagara. Marshy, it's a great night for hockey as we get the women's season underway. They had a home-and-home last weekend. Unfortunately, we weren't able to broadcast it in terms of the play-by-play. The fans were able to see it on the screen with the Saints coming up with an important 5-4 victory on home ice. Unfortunately, they dropped the game on the road to McHenry, so they come in 1-1.
Yeah, it was good to get the win on home ice. And, of course, you know, when you drop that first game, you're eager just to get in the win column. So to come back on home ice, get a 5-4 victory, that's huge for the morale. And then you come into this one against Niagara, you're eager to get things going again. Of course, on the other end, you have Niagara, who's looking for their first victory of the season. So it should be a great game tonight between the Purple Eagles and your Maryville Saints.
Well, speaking of the two teams, let's take a look at the head-to-head matchup between these two squads as they come in. As you see the record there, Maryville starting off 1-1, 7 goals for, 7 goals against. Meanwhile, Niagara 0-1, 1 goal for, and 4 goals against. So not the way that the Purple Eagles necessarily wanted to start, but they come in here looking to prove something against a high-powered team, the preseason number 5 for Maryville.
Yeah, it is interesting, especially at the beginning of the season, because you don't really know what these teams essentially look like at the beginning of the year. Once the season gets going, then you have an idea of what a team really is going to end up being for the remainder of the season. So this is that time of year where you're just trying to find your footing. You don't want to overlook your opponent. Like I said before, the Purple Eagles looking for their first win. You look at that goal differential. That's something to look at tonight. Perhaps the Saints can put some on the board early in this game and really make it not really a close contest by any means.
Well, we'll talk about some of the starting lineups and the players to watch for later on. We'll take a break here for your national anthem. We've got Puck Drop coming up for you right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious. When we run into adversity,
we have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times
and the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help.
We know that here at Maryville,
we are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
you are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
And we welcome you back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as we are set for puck drop between the Purple Eagles and the Saints. Let's take a look at your starting goaltender for tonight. It's Caitlin Cadrain for the Maryville Saints. One of the senior goaltenders, not necessarily in terms of class, but in terms of having more time played for the Saints coming up as she comes in. 0-1 thus far. She was the participant in that road loss, but still decent stats overall. Save percentage close to 900 and goals against of 3.09. Your players to watch for some of the newer players for this team, for the Saints. One of the goal scorers in the win, Grace Karunakar. So she comes into this weekend's contest, having proven herself thus far in the first weekend of action and looking to get things rolling in the early part of the season, as well as a couple of her teammates that have gotten off to decent starts as the Purple Eagles start off with possession in their own zone, trying to work it out here on the near side. Gerwitz steers it back up the near side wall, but the Eagles send it in on the far wing, gaining access, and there's a giveaway in behind the net. The goaltender is out. Miscue there, miscommunication between the goaltender and the defender, and the net was wide open. Fortunately for the Saints, the Eagles were not able to corral that puck into place that they could have gotten off a decent shot. Now Gerwitz steers it up the ice. It's deflected in by Brennan as the Saints get in on the forecheck. Eagles come out of the zone, up through center, and now with a partial break, here comes Rushforth. She takes a shot, she scores! Beating Cadrain, slightly low, a little bit off the ice. And 1 minute and 7 seconds in, the Saints find themselves down by 1.
Yeah, that's just a tough bounce for Hansen, who ends up stepping up at the blue line. A nice move. Unfortunately for the Saints, they're down early in this one. It could be 2-0 essentially. Perhaps they don't score the one we just saw if they end up scoring off the miscue behind the net, but not the best start for the Saints here on home ice. We'll see if they can respond.
Purple Eagles get it down into the near side corner, but the Saints look to work it out. Over the blue line, past the red, they come in on the near wing. Gillings from the top of the circle, and her shot was blocked. Vandenbush was the one to get in front of that one. Bouncing puck over on the far wing. Saints are able to chop at it, held in at least momentarily by Ross, but it does come out to center. Eagles with it in front of their own bench. Over towards the middle of the ice. Haas tried to knock it out of midair. Gilling sends it off the wall on the far wing. Eagles regroup back at their own blue line. Wristed on in by Burtnick. Comes back out in front. Saints look somewhat uncomfortable in their own zone. 2 minutes and change played here in the first period. Maryville's already down by 1. Karunakar sends it over to the far side as the Saints filter it around. Tapped up into the offensive end by O'Leary. She gives chase as well as Cooper. O'Leary gives it back to Cooper. Lost it in behind the net. Good hold in, though, by Falardeau. Rutherford able to dig it out of the corner, but then she's pinned up against the wall. A battle in the corner boards. Not quite 3 minutes played, and finally we get a whistle.
Yeah, one thing that I've noticed so far, even though Maryville's down 1-0 early in this first period, they have a lot of speed. They're going into the offensive zone with that speed. You know, they're creating a little bit of chaos in the offensive zone. Another thing I am interested to see is how this ice holds up. We saw last night a lot of bouncing pucks with an 8:15 start time for the men's team against Midland. We'll see if that ends up being a factor in tonight's tilt.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit fresher here tonight as there was just a practice going on before the game, no game. So we'll see how it settled up with the Zamboni coming across it. Saints did a good job to hold it in on the offensive end. Gerwitz twists it down into the corner where it's picked up by St. Louis. She puts it over towards the top of the circle, and a shot from Rutherford was denied.
And that's one thing that I think the Saints need to do is just shoot pucks on net at this point. You know, you're down 1-0 early in the first period. Let that goaltender know that you're willing to shoot the puck, and she's going to have to be on her toes this entire 60 minutes.
Maya Castrillo is the goaltender for the Purple Eagles, who come in on a partial odd man break, almost connecting on a 2-on-1, but the skate came into play of Mika Hansen. Hansen comes up, Plays it up the near side, Dasher, but then Cooper gave it away. Clipperton's shot was denied along the side of the goal, as that was an easy stop for Cadrain. 16-14 left to go here. Saints down by 1 and being outshot 3-1. Rushforth drops it back, and then the slap shot from the near side point went well wide of the goal. Breakout play for Brooks as she sauces it in. Claimed by the defender and flopped over towards the far side wing. Brooks regathers, but it's out of the reach of Dawson at the blue line, so the Saints will regroup. And apparently there was a whistle that
I didn't hear it.
The players heard.
I
nobody
did not
else
hear
really
a whistle.
Did.
That was weird. I did not hear a whistle, but we're up here, they're down there. They're on the ice level, of course. So either way, it's an offensive zone faceoff for the Saints, so it works in their favor.
So a mystery stoppage ends up favoring Maryville as they win the faceoff. Flung around here towards the near side. Good step up, though, by Karunakar. Saints trying to pressure on the forecheck. They've pinned the puck down below the goal line, but now the Purple Eagles are able to get it out. Karunakar tried to go rink wide, intercepted on the way through, but not under possession. Pushed into the zone by Ross. Gillings gave chase. Ross is here along the near side. Niagara's able to get it out into the neutral zone. Gerwitz flings one in on goal. Might have been heading just a couple inches wide, but the goaltender Castrillo settled it down. Gerwitz holds it in. Push shot. Stick save. Rebound loose along the circle. Saints chopping at it. Gillings and Gerwitz are there. They try to win the board battle. It's out of the reach of O'Brien. She tries to regather. Gerwitz sends another one towards goal. This one off the far pad. Forbes trying to get it off the wall for the Eagles. Now it's with McComber. Pushed up the wall. Sider is able to get it out. Not going to go far enough for icing, so the Saints will have to pick it up. They try the stretch pass, and that's picked off. Clipperton comes in along the near wing. Set one into the middle, intended for Scaduto. Saints pick it up along their own goal line. Gerwitz settles it up. Deflected in by Rutherford. She's trying to chase it down. The two number 8's duel as it's Vandenbush and Rutherford. Eagles able to get it back out over the center ice logo. Hansen with the pass into the zone. Not there for long. Hansen had her pocket picked, and it's back out towards the red line and then banged in. 13:35 left to go here in the period. Beckett with the puck. Another newcomer here for the Saints. Sends it north. Brennan enters the zone. She's going to pick up the loose change in the corner. Tried to push it in front. Intended, I believe, for St. Louis. Instead, the Eagles take it out. Brought in by two Hansen. Pelford from behind. Beckett took a spill as they duel for it along the blue line. Schweitzer fanned on the shot, as did Zammit. Saints with it near their own goal. Dawson trying to stretch it out. That was too far behind Poisson. She's able to pick up the loose puck after they waved off the icing. Brooks tapped it down low, but the Eagles regather it. It's right now possession going back and forth like a pendulum. 12:35 to go here, first period. Saints have kind of gathered themselves after giving up an early goal. They lead the shot totals 4-3, but the grade A scoring opportunities haven't quite been there just yet. Slow moving puck in behind the Niagara goal. It comes loose along the near side as they send it to the far wing. Back and forth they go. Saints swipe the puck away. Good defensive play there by Haley Putnam. Gillings comes into the zone, try to get it on the forehand. Right now on the backhand. Peels back towards the corner. Oh, she had a player in front, but there were too many defenders. Slap shot was blocked and wide. Saints will hold the zone. Walking the line is Fallardille. A bouncing puck into the slot. Oh, just achingly out of the reach of O'Brien. Little bump play along the near side boards by Vandenbush. Over the last few years, they've expanded the amount of physicality that the ladies are able to employ during the game. Vandenbush sends it up the near wing, out of the stick of Layla Rushforth. She's the goal scorer of note thus far. Here comes Cooper. She's got O'Leary in the middle. Oh, and the puck went off a skate and off the side of the goal. 11:05 left to go here in the first period. No icing there, as they say it clipped off of a stick. Cooper picks it up and then pushes the pass too far for Colleen O'Leary, and that one will be an icing call coming back the other way.
Not too many whistles here in this first period. A nice sequence there, back and forth, but for the majority of that last sequence, Maryville with some opportunities. I mentioned their speed earlier in the period. They're using that speed. If they can connect on some of these passes, perhaps some of those scoring chances will open up for them. But I like what I see so far. Just need to tighten some things up when it comes to making passes.
Deflected puck to the near side. Rushforth, that's Bianca Rushforth, sent it back to the point. The shot was blocked. Elle Rutherford brought it across, but unfortunately, Colleen O'Leary was in kind of a wrestling match at the blue line, and her skate came across for an offside.
Yeah, she was tied up with Faith Burtnick right at the blue line. It didn't look like Burtnick was letting her back to be onside. That's an unfortunate break for Maryville. They're getting their opportunities on the rush. We'll see if they can capitalize before the period ends as we approach the 10-minute mark left to go in the first.
Karunakar rings one around where it's slowed up by Hansen, who's in behind the goal. Check that, it's actually Haley Beckett. Saints trying to get it back to the far point. Push down low behind the goal. Karunakar tried a slap shot. That's going to go all the way to the ceiling after ramping off a Rushforth stick. So the Saints just kind of slowly chipping away here. They're getting themselves their legs underneath them after a bit of a slow start.
Yeah, looking back at it, that first goal given up, that's a tough one because so far I think Maryville has dominated the play. The majority of this game so far has been in Niagara's zone. Niagara not really getting their opportunities offensively, just that one, and ended up in the back of the net, but that's just sometimes how hockey is. You get that one chance and you capitalize on it. Could ultimately be the difference in a game.
Karunakar to St. Louis from the side of the goal. She goes to the far side. Score! Haley Beckett is able to bank it off the goaltender, and we've got a tie game.
Yeah, what a heads-up pass. Beckett, that far side. That's a weird angle, too. You're right on the goal line, and you got to get that shot off quick. A great shot. We've seen a lot of the shots so far tonight going to the glove side of Castrillo. This time, blocker side, not quick enough to get over there, going post to post in the back of the net, and a great response for Maryville.
So 9:57 is the time of the goal. Not quite halfway through the period, the Saints find the equalizer, and now they're back on even footing. Poisson was looking for Brennan. Poisson still digging in alongside. She's guarded by two players in the officials' circle. Saints come out with it at their own blue line, and then given away. A little too much on there for Avery Fallardille. Shot went near side to far side past the glove of Cadrain. Burtnick just flips one in. Cadrain thought about smothering it. Defender called her off. Brooks chops at it. Brennan leaves it. Saints are finally able to spin it out. Burtnick pushes it back the other way. Gerwitz clubs it down. Rink-wide pass. Came off a little hot there for Gillings.
Yeah, that was a good look right there. Unfortunately, just bounced right off the stick.
Soft hands this time as Gillings sends it in. Chases it down in the corner and takes Burtnick to the wall. Saints are able to steal it along the goal line. Puck's bouncing. O'Toole with a shot. and it just wouldn't settle down as she pushed it wide. Emily Toole with a good look. Saints bounce another one in on the blocker's side as they're buzzing here on the offensive end. Another centering pass. Toole was in the slot again, and now a spin shot was denied for Alicia Ross.
Yeah, it seems like all the Saints needed was get that first goal, feel good. You tied the game up. Now you're starting to see that wave coming offensively. We saw a little bit of it before they scored. They get the equalizer, and now I expect Maryville to start pouring it on before the period ends.
Yeah, to your point that Maryville's taking control, the Eagles were out shooting the Saints 3-1, and now it's 7-3, although they've put up a mystery shot up there, so it's 7-4 apparently. But nevertheless, the point is that Maryville has basically had a 6-1 advantage in terms of the shots ever since that goal.
A mystery shot, a mystery whistle.
It's always interesting here at the MUHC. Karunakar takes it down to the dot. Gilling's shot may have deflected off of something, still went wide. Now it's loose. Oh, it's trickling towards the goal line, but it would not go. Karunakar sends it back to the blue line. Fallardo is there. Back to Karunakar straight away. Slap shot into the webbing as the goaltender did not have a stick. That's not where he wanted to put it.
I was just going to say you would like to have that shot maybe low or to the far side, blocker side of Castrillo, because no twig, that's difficult. I've never played goalie before at a high level, of course. You know, you always try and experiment when you're younger, thinking maybe you could be a goalie, and you try it out because there's cool helmets involved. But then you realize you're not good. So I don't know if I could stop one even if I had a stick, but I know it is difficult as a netminder trying to, one, find the puck with all those bodies in front, but two, make the stop without a twig.
Yeah, without the stick, it almost changes your mindset. Like you almost want to turn your hand around, and you have to tell yourself not to because that's the exposed part. Here we get a partial odd man break, and it goes the other way. Good defensive stick there by the captain, Emma Gerwitz. 7:15 to go here in the first period. 1-1 game, but the Saints have been dominating ever since allowing that opening goal. Gerwitz takes a bit of a hip check there from Haas. Saints push it up the wall, skated up by Beckett, and we are going to get our first power play of the evening, and it's going to go to the Saints as Beckett was hooked down.
Yeah, Cameron Forbes just put her stick right in between the arm of Beckett. Saints heading on the power play, and this is a great time for the Saints. They're starting to find momentum offensively. There's been a few hiccups, some turnovers in the neutral zone and your defensive zone. That's something that you'll probably want to clean up heading into the intermission, but now is the chance. You have a power play. We'll see if they can capitalize, make it a 2-1 game, take that momentum. Heck, maybe even get another one before the end of the period. I know I'm getting ahead of myself here. You got to capitalize here on the man advantage, but 6:56 left to go here in period number 1, and a great opportunity for the Saints.
So the Purple Eagles actually have 2 players in the box, so I don't know if Forbes said something to get an extended penalty, but I assume that it's going to be served by Lexi Sider.
5-on-3, Todd.
Oh, there has been 2 penalties, so an extra penalty handed out. So definitely an opportunity now for the Saints. 2-player advantage. Karunakar has it, straightaway point, now drifts towards the near side. Pass went through the wickets of Poisson. Karunakar to the high slot. She dusts it off, takes the shot, deflected, score! Off the rebound, the Saints are up 2-1.
Yeah, ton of open ice in the high slot. Nice low shot. Either you shoot high, you try and put one under the bar, you keep that low because you have bodies in front to bang home the rebound. St. Louis standing right there, right outside the blue paint. Puck goes right between the wickets. 2-1 game, and the Saints still on the power play, so a chance to make it a 3-1 game. So far, so good for the Saints after giving up that first goal early in the first period.
And there were a ton of players there, all clad in black, so it could have gone to just about anybody, but Maud St. Louis will get credit for the power play goal. Now the Saints still have a 5-on-4 player advantage. Dawson gives it to Gurwitz, who gets it back from Hansen. Beckett. I'm pulling a Marshy here.
What is that supposed to mean?
Confusing some of the numbers here. We got 27 and 77. That shot went off the side of the cage. Dawson keeps it alive from the half wall. Gurwitz to Beckett from the top of the circle, and the shot was stopped by Castrillo.
Yeah, I really like the movement here on the power play. Obviously, we just saw it on the 5-on-3. Looks a little different with 4 defenders out there for Niagara, but great puck movement here. Still got 1:03 left on the power play. Also, I will say this white netting, it makes it hard to see the white numbers, Todd, so I'll let it slide.
So what's your excuse when they have black numbers on white jerseys?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. Give me a period, and I'll come back to you on that one. I could just use the excuse that I'm dumb, but I'll try and come up with an excuse here soon.
You got to come up with a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
Beckett off the near side wall to Dawson. Skates it towards the blue line. Back to Beckett on the dot. Oh, almost backdoor for Rutherford, just out of her reach. Gurwitz straight away to the half wall far side as they play catch. Pass intended for Gurwitz went off a stick. And then Gurwitz's stick dangerously came up high. Not enough to get a penalty against, but we do get an offside against the Saints. With 5:09 to go in the period, 14 seconds left in the power play.
Yeah, tough break right there. Rutherford trying to get back on side. It was real close. But offsides is the call. I'm really liking the response here from Maryville. When you give up an early goal, you can easily kind of get into a shell and start overthinking the game, but just get back out there, play your game, and that's exactly what this team is doing right now, and the scoreboard is indicating that they've done a great job at that.
O'Brien forces the kick save. O'Leary's on it from the corner. Karunakar, we're back to 5-on-5, even strength. O'Leary, now the shot from O'Brien. It's loose along the side of the goal. Goaltender is bumped out of the crease. He's finally able to cover it up. And we'll get a stoppage with 4:40 to go here in the opening frame.
Yeah, the Saints are peppering Castrillo on that glove side. And she's doing a great job at making the stops. You know, first goal was to that blocker side. The second one makes the initial stop, and then there's the rebound. Of course, it's a little hard to clean up the loose change in front of the net when you only have 3 players out there. We'll see if the Saints end up taking shots on that far side.
Here comes Tenbor up the right wing, trying to drive towards the goal. Scaduto was able to get just enough of a stick in there. Puck left along the corner boards. Purple Eagles skated out along the far wing. Pass to their own bench and then lose it in the official semicircle. Into the Saint zone. Gurwitz sends it off the near side wall. Barely clears it into the neutral zone, but it's right back in. Stretch pass intended for Brooks, but it just slipped away. Gillings had it poked away from her. Almost overskating was Scaduto. Off the far side wall, too hot to handle there for Poisson. She's able to pick the pocket and then pass too far in behind Brennan. Here comes Schweitzer into the high slot. Tried to drop one off for Zamet. Schweitzer had it knocked away. Saints looking to counter. Brooks goes backhand, forehand as Coach Hogan is proceeding to steal some of my food, which I've been waiting patiently for. Just taunting me with that. That's classy. 3:16 left to go here in the first period. 1-1 is your score. Didn't even ask if he wanted some. Here's Layla Rushforth. El Rutherford is able to come back, get a little piece of that. Saints looking to clear it out of their own zone. Beckett gets it up towards the blue line. St. Louis back to Beckett. Jabbed loose along the zone entrance. Al Rutherford spins it into the zone. Clipperton was able to get it up the wall, but not far enough to get it out. Second opportunity, she's able to kick it away. She's going to head off on a change. Purple Eagles come in on the right wing. They try to go back door. Saints saw it coming. Hanson skates it in all by herself. A little bit of help here along the near side, but it was poked loose. Rink wide pass. Finds Rutherford. She winds and fires. Came up high on Cadrain, but she was able to settle it down long enough to get the whistle with 2:19 to go on the frame.
Todd, I don't get bothered too easily, except for when you and Chuck are messing with me. But the fact that the scoreboard does not say 2-1 Saints right now is really bothering me.
Well, you get what you pay for. Far side it goes. O'Leary trying to chase it down. All jokes aside, the Saints are up 2-1.
We know the scorekeeper.
Five-player scrum along the end wall. Saints were able to come out with it, but unfortunately they forgot their stick in the process, so the Eagles come away with the puck. 1:45 to go here in the first period. Loose puck along the far corner. Saints just kind of blindly fling it back here towards the near side. Karunikar sends it up. Filtered on through. Touched enough by Gillings to avoid an icing. Handed Bush. Try to get it out into the neutral zone. And then it's given away at the blue line. In comes Schweitzer. Couldn't get the shot away, though. Eagles find the loose puck along the near circle. Shot deflected and then kicked away by Cadrain.
What a pat save.
On the blue line. Flopped in by Williams. Eagles trying to find an equalizer here late, and it's given away. Poisson, 1-on-2. Coming in late is Ross. Poisson drives towards the net, and the puck just kind of bounced away. A stick came in. I believe that was Burtnett. A little pushing and shoving going on in front. High shot up into the webbing of the goaltender. And we'll get a stoppage with 33.9 seconds left.
Yeah, that's just a heads-up play by Ross. Looked like the Purple Eagles didn't know where the puck was or maybe gave up on the play. But Ross comes in, finds that puck in the far side corner, and makes a play out of it. The Saints now get an offensive zone face-off with 33 ticks to go in the period.
Fanning on the clearance. Saints trying to take advantage to go for the backdoor play. Castillo jumps out and covers up the puck.
I like the idea of driving to the net, looking for a teammate on that back door. They already scored one goal like that, but there was a wide open chance right in the low slot to just dish it right there with a quick shot. Maybe you go far side. Unfortunately, the Saints don't take advantage of it. Still a 2-1 game.
A little over 26 seconds left in the period. Now it says 2-1 on the scoreboard. Better late than never. Oh, that puck came loose for Brooks. And now there's a collision in the slot. Poisson spins, shoots. That was the initial chance was blocked. Brennan comes up with it in behind the goal. 12 seconds left. Trying to tie it up. Oh, they had Poisson. Gerwitz steps up from the blue line, and the puck comes up towards the end of the zone. Saints keep it in. Brooks won't have enough time, though. Nevertheless, after a poor start in the first 67 seconds, the Saints rebound, and they will go into the intermission with a 1-goal lead. We'll take a break. We'll discuss things in the first intermission. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints Nation.
Home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be at Maryville?
it's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
Comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency. Year after year, for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a warrior.
There's a whole lot of wonder in the little word, why. It's uncovering how things work, what things are. Why is endless. Why is ageless, and it's for everyone to explore. At the St. Louis Science Center, the wonder of why is why we exist. We create it inside our building and in our community. Why is where wonder begins, and the St. Louis Science Center brings it to life. Come visit.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints Nation.
Home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
There comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency. Year after year, for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
There's a whole lot of wonder in the little word, why. It's uncovering how things work, what things are. Why is endless. Why is ageless, and it's for everyone to explore. At the St. Louis Science Center, the wonder of why is why we exist. We create it inside our building and in our community. Why is where wonder begins, and the St. Louis Science Center brings it to life. Come visit.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as we are here for the Saints Intermission show. Maryville leads by a score of 2-1 after the first period of play. Marshy, it definitely wasn't the way you would draw things up in the first minute and 7 seconds. You allow a goal on the first shot of the game, but the Saints kind of regrouped and regathered themselves and had a strong first period overall.
Well, yeah, even before that first goal went in, there was a little miscommunication behind the net. That puck squirted loose right outside the crease. Fortunately for Maryville, that one didn't go in, but then Niagara gets a chance. They put it in 1-0. And at that point, if you're Maryville, you can kind of start feeling a little pressure. You're on home ice. You're down 1-0 early in the game, but I thought they did a great job at basically kind of resetting things. They got their offensive game going, and they end up putting one in the back of the net. And that to me, getting that first goal, that was everything, because after they got the first goal, tied the game, it just seemed like they just fell right into place and felt comfortable on the ice, and they were getting their opportunities in the offensive zone, and it ended up paying off. 5-on-3 power play. They end up making it a 2-1 game, and that's where we stand heading into the second period.
So the Saints with goal scorers. Beckett scored at 9:57, and then Maud St. Louis gave Maryville the lead on the power play with that 5-on-3. They were unsuccessful on the 5-on-4, but overall, I think Maryville, except for maybe the first, obviously, minute, and then maybe the last minute and a half or so to where Niagara had a few shot attempts, they pretty much owned that first period.
Oh, yeah, no, they dominated that period. It's no secret by any means. And Niagara, yeah, they got a few shots on net. I don't really think that they've had that many opportunities other than the one that was late, and it was a fantastic pad save. If that one goes in, that one definitely feels like you feel that heading into the second period, knowing that you clawed your way back into the game, you took the lead, you have a ton of momentum going into the second period. So to get that stop there heading into the second frame, it was absolutely massive.
Well, we'll see whether the Eagles can find the equalizer or if Maryville can extend their lead with the second period coming up. We'll have just a brief break, and then we'll have the puck drop on the second period right here from the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
St. Louis has a great history of sports.
We love our baseball.
Baseball is nuts. It's crazy here.
When we go back to St. Louis, we got to see the Cardinals play or
St. Louis has such a rich history of soccer. This city is ready for an MLS team. It's really such a sports city, and you have to just experience the environment.
That's what makes St. Louis such a special place.
Where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers.
And we're underway here in the second period. While we have a brief opportunity, want to send a quick hello to our fellow Saints broadcaster, Chuck Kraus, who is way too busy at work to be watching this on a computer with a coworker or anything like that. So we get a quick shot, pad save, and the rebound stopped as well. The Saints trying to get that third goal here in the first 20 seconds, and it was only the left pad of Maya Castrillo that denied that.
Yeah, that's a huge stop for Niagara. If that one goes in, you're almost feeling like Maryville did in that first period. Then you're down by 2 instead of 1 like Maryville was, and makes that comeback that much harder.
Saints coming in on the offensive end again. 45 seconds gone here in the period. Saints fans were looking for a potential power play as St. Louis took a spill along the near boards, but will stay 5-on-5 with 19:08 left to go in the second period, and an icing call against the Eagles.
I'm almost wondering if you don't mention our partner in Chuck Kraus if Maryville actually does score that goal. It's just something that I'm sure the fans are wondering. I'm definitely wondering it.
Well, they have Chuck to blame for it all. We usually do when he's here anyway.
Yeah. It's hard to defend yourself when you're not here.
He's working, though. He does not hear us. Off the backside of Lauren Zamet as the Eagles try to get it in on the offensive end. 1:10 gone here in the second frame. Hansen reverses in behind the net, looking for an escape route. Saints come up the middle. Poisson plays it off the far wall and chases it down in the corner. Bumped off the puck, right along that yellow dasher. Hansen picks it off the half wall. A little bit of a deflection on the shot there as it went off of a glove. Hansen gets it again from the right side point. Shot was deflected in behind the goal. Saints with good pressure here. 4-player scrum. Loose puck comes over towards the near side. Brennan back to Poisson. She was looking to get it into the middle. That puck was knocked down on the way through. Dawson with a slap shot. Glove down, and we'll get another face-off with 17:54 left.
Yeah, it looks like Maryville picked up right where they left off in the first period. A ton of offensive zone pressure so far here in the second period. If they keep this up, I mean, you got to assume that you're taking care of business. I know you played 2 close games so far, but the way they're playing, you got to assume that one's going to go in the back of the net here soon.
Yeah, it seems like here in the early part of the season, both for the men's and women's program, consistency is kind of the name of the game, because the talent level is definitely there.
And that happens, though, in the beginning of the season. You're trying to find your footing early in the year. I don't really expect that to be a thing come through the midway point when you head into the holidays. But definitely early in the season. It's good, though, that you can win those close games, though.
Especially with this team here. They've got a lot of new faces mixing in with the veterans. But a lot of depth now for Coach Lang. A lot of times in the past, anytime he had an injury, they were shorthanded, just kind of trying to fill spaces. Now all of a sudden he's got more than his choosing in terms of players to put out there. Back and forth we go as the Saints have it in the offensive end with 16:26 left to go here in the period. 1-goal lead for Maryville. Beckett and St. Louis are your goal scorers. Stepping up is O'Leary as she's got it along the corner boards. Lost it. Gets it back. Tried to put it in the middle. Cooper was driving towards the net, but the pass went a little too close to the slot instead.
Good back check.
Saints fling it down the ice, and no icing. O'Leary won the foot race, and then took it right into a stick. Falardeau tried to flop one into the corner. Stretch pass intended for Pelegi. Off the far side wall and too strong for Rutherford. Blockered down by Cadrain as it goes over towards the far wall. Saints able to deflect this out. They're in onside as Beckett comes in. She was looking for the streaking Cooper, who's been in the middle a couple times now. Just out of the reach of Dawson. Skating in is Pelegi. Cadrain with the John Casey move coming way out of the crease.
Yeah, Saints are going to head to the power play now once that puck is touched.
So here comes Dawson. Gives it off to St. Louis from the left wing. Takes a shot off a stick and wide, but still no possession. So the Saints get the extra attacker out on the ice. Beckett from the near side circle. Peels it back. Almost to the blue line. Hands it off to Dawson. Fakes the shot. Deflected down into the corner. Brennan has it. Dawson again. Takes a shot. That's off a skate and into the corner boards. Brooks keeps it away. St. Louis is on it. Stick handles back to the point. Dawson, one stride, shoots. Oh, and that went off a body. It's loose in front. They hack and whack. They scoop, and it's turned aside. Finally, the Purple Eagles are able to touch it up with 14:25 to go, and Maryville will have another power play.
Just got word from Coach Hogan that if you do score on the delayed penalty, you do not get the power play. Now, I'm sure Maryville wouldn't care about that if the puck did go in the back of the net, but great puck movement inside the offensive zone there on the delayed penalty. We'll see if the Saints can keep that going in this power play. But a great opportunity for Maryville. Some good looks on that delayed penalty.
Saints 1 for 2. They scored with a 5-on-3 power play. Beckett thought about stepping into one, goes rink wide instead. Dawson has it. Comes off the wall to the near side circle. Too strong for Rutherford. Beckett steps up from the line, exchanges places with Gerwitz, goes over to the far circle, swaps with Dawson. Gerwitz had it and lost it as she kicked it out of the zone.
Yeah, you'd like to see Gerwitz sort of settle that down once the puck comes into the neutral zone.
Yeah, it seemed like she got a little antsy, just kind of flung it over towards the far wing.
Perhaps felt a little pressure.
Here comes Beckett with a little bit of space in front, takes it into the slot, tries to curl it back, and there's a pad save. Schweitzer is able to scoop it down the ice and head off for a change. 1 minute left in the power play. Penalty is against Layla Rushforth. She's got the lone goal for Niagara. Saints come in on the right wing. Lost it along the boards, but Purple Eagles cannot clear. Karunakar comes over to Poisson along the near circle, gets the return pass, settles the puck down, hands it off. Deflected pass, still finds its intended target. Karunakar with a shot, but it was gobbled up. .35 seconds left in the power play. 7 minutes and 1 second played here in the second period. Poisson from the half wall. Straightaway point, Karunakar. Brooks back to Karunakar. Poisson calling for it. Gets it. Karunakar straightaway. Brooks far side. Into Poisson. Deflected shot was knocked down. The loose puck. St. Louis tried a shot. That didn't get all the way to the goal.
Oh, I love that last sequence.
Great setup, just didn't have the finishing play. 8 seconds left, so this will just about do it. The Saints are going to fall to 1 for 3 with the power play. Still some good looks. Gerwitz comes right back in as we're back to 5-on-5. Gerwitz with a shot, stick save. Chasing it down is Tenbor. Outdueled along the far side wall, but the Saints hold it in, at least for now. It's deflected up and into the bench. We'll get a stoppage with 12:11 left to go here in the second.
Obviously, you'd like to score on that power play opportunity, but the way that the Saints were moving the puck around in the offensive zone, I know there was a few hiccups throughout that 2 minutes, but once they got settled inside the offensive zone, they were moving the puck around real nice and a great opportunity in the slot.
Tenbor took the shot, almost ended up being a pass as well as she was going for that far pad from her perspective. A good stick save as it was kicked up and into the netting.
Yeah, it really seems like once Maryville got that second goal, they haven't looked back. 8 minutes, almost 8 minutes into this second period, and I'm not even sure if the Purple Eagles have had even a good look on net, other than when they had a partial break before the penalty.
They do have one shot in goal in this period, but not too much to speak of in terms of offensive zone time. Here's Gerwitz with a shot, blockered away. Off a body and over here towards the near side. Forbes sends it north. To Hansen. Kind of tripped over the blue line, and then the Saints are going to ice it. 11:32 to go in the second period. Saints with a 1-goal lead will go back down to the right side to take this face-off. Saints in the black with the red trim countered by the white and blue of Niagara.
Is that blue? I thought it was purple.
I knew it was going to happen. I'm colorblind,
Oh,
so
there it is.
We'll say it's purple.
Well, for a second, I thought that I was seeing stuff. The jerseys look very similar to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Right, yeah. So that's why I was hoping it was blue. But anytime I just confidently say what color it is, it ends up being wrong. Shot from the top of the circle, and it went off a stick and in between the goaltender's legs, so we've got a tie game. It's Rushforth again, but this time Bianca Rushforth, as it's a 2-2 contest.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Maryville. Trying to exit the zone. They take the puck up the middle of the ice, lose the puck. You know, that's something that you rarely want to do. It's a risky play. The safe play, just put it up the boards, and then we'll fight to, see another day. Unfortunately, that turnover leads to a goal, and all that momentum that you had, that you brought into the second period, hopefully it's not lost.
Saints with two players in the middle, but they can't get the pass away. You got to play the game as it is in front of you, but that's the danger of a one-goal game. Even though Saints have dominated the vast majority of the play, one mistake ends up in the back of the net. It's 2-2.
And that's the game of hockey, right?
Those cliches exist for a reason.
And they certainly do.
Rushforth is able to get it down the ice, and now it's a 2-on-1 if the Eagles can catch up to it. Hansen comes over, steals the puck away, confident defending. Mika Hansen looking to skate it out. Brings it up the middle now. She's going to go coast to coast. It's a 3-on-2. She takes a shot, and it's a glove save. We'll get a face-off.
Yeah, the longer you keep a team in a game, the more confidence grows on that bench for Niagara. And yeah, Maryville's been dominating this game, but like we said, all it takes is one bounce, a weird bounce. We've seen a couple weird bounces off the glass. Like, it's just one of those things where you got to be sharp, and you can't let this team get back in this game. Now, I know it's 2-2, but from a play standpoint, Maryville has been dominating this game, essentially. It's just the scoreboard doesn't show that.
Saints out shooting their opponent 13-9, but 2-2 is the score. 9:40 to go in the second period as the Saints come in. Pass was intended for Karunakar. Maryville unable to hold it in along the blue line as it just trickles out. Handed Bush, just kind of punched it forward. Saints collect it. Brennan comes in on her off wing, trying to absorb the pressure and keep possession. Beckett from the bottom of the circle, slap shot, diving block made. Putting her body on the line was Kate Custance.
Yeah, that one's definitely going to hurt, but it's a ton of points from your teammates. A lot of respect there, blocking shots. It's never fun to block a shot.
That's why I like being a goalie. You're blocking the shots, but you see it coming all the time.
Well, and you have a little bit more padding, too.
Just a little bit. Deflected puck into the near side corner. Custance couldn't quite get there. Poisson gloves it down. Runs into a defender as she gained the zone. 8:30 to go in the second period. Toole steps up, and the puck is still cleared out. Saints gathered in front of their own bench, and they put it in. Poisson with a blind pass into the middle. Forbes gets it north. Haas got it onto the forehand, just kind of put it towards the crease, and Cadrain covers with 8:04 on the clock. Niagara gets a line change. Trying to get some fresh players on this offensive zone faceoff, but it's loose in the near side corner. Saints trying to dig it off the wall. Toole reverses. Almost lost it in behind the net. Just kind of slams it up against the boards. Dawson bails her out. Up the middle comes Gillings. Flops one over to the far side. Scooped it up too much, and it goes into the bench.
Yeah, it's a tough break for Maryville. Great outlet pass, too, right up the middle of the ice. Definitely be an interesting third period. Obviously, we still have some time left to go here in the second, but I think the way that this third period will shape up is all dependent on how the second one ends up finishing. Can Maryville put one in the back of the net, get that momentum back? You know, we're seeing signs of it here in the offensive zone.
O'Brien's shot was blocked. Purple Eagles able to stick handle it out. It's to Hansen. Got it up towards the red line. Overskated for a moment. Dawson takes it off the near side wall. Tried to go tape to tape with O'Leary. She was guarded closely. To Hansen, got it up to the blue line. Delayed offsides here on Niagara. They touch up. A stick battle right in front of the Niagara bench. Kicked into the zone. Hansen hands it off. Dawson goes north. O'Leary skates. Stick handle, shot wide on the blocker's side, but it had some steam behind it. O'Leary just kind of guides it towards the goal line, but nobody there. Slamming on the brakes is Faith Burtnick. Backhanded up the wall. Sealed off. Beckett. Rutherford took a tumble, regains her footing. Finds the loose puck, drops it off to the point. Putnam, wrist shot, and that found its way through. A seeing eye shot, but Castrillo made the save with 6:23 to go.
Yeah, Castrillo doing a great job tonight in between the pipes for Niagara. She's seen a ton of different looks from Maryville all over the ice. You mentioned that that shot that had a lot of steam on it. If that one's on target, you just never know. But Castrillo doing a good job for the Purple Eagles.
Rusforth comes in, as does her sister. Bianca and Layla couldn't gain control in the offensive zone. Saints coming back the other way. Oh, they had it set up in the middle for St. Louis, but the pass went off of a skate. Putnam back towards the point. Gives it over to Karunakar. Her shot was intended for a deflection by Brennan, and instead we go the other way. 2-on-1 from the left wing. Shot on Cadrain. Played the shot, played it well. No rebound.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of odd man breaks for the Purple Eagles, and I don't know if that's just a breakdown, a little miscommunication defensively right at the offensive zone blue line for Maryville. Maybe that's something that they'll look at in the intermission, because you know, if you give up a few of those, one of them is bound to go in the back of the net.
Here's a 2-on-1. Sydney Poisson with Brooks on the other side. Gets it across. Score! What a setup. What a finish. There was barely any room between the skate and the post, but it's 3-2. Sarah Brooks has made it a one-goal game.
Yeah, that's just a heads-up play, too. You had the third forward trailing in. Just a slight hesitation from the defender, not knowing which way that pass is going. It opens up that passing lane backdoor. That's the second backdoor goal we've seen tonight, and a huge goal with just a little over 5 minutes left to go here in the second period.
Looked like Castrillo had made it over to the post, but there was just enough room to sneak it in. Poisson to Brooks at 14:26 of the second period. Kerwitz spins and fires it high off the glass out into the neutral zone. 5:05 left to go here in the period. Brought back in by Custance, and she got a shot towards the glove side. Cadrain holds on.
It's amazing how momentum works in sports, specifically in the game of hockey. You can absolutely feel when the ice is tilted a certain way. And in Maryville, you know, that's just one thing that this team has done very well at, it is capitalizing on that momentum. And they didn't get rattled after giving up that second goal. Great job at taking the lead back.
And that's a sign of a good team when you can just kind of regather yourself immediately. We've seen this Maryville team in years past. They would allow that goal and then maybe even allow it a quick one right after. Instead, they've come back, and it's 3-2 in favor of the Saints as they bring it up the middle. Hansen with a shot. That one was a pretty easy save for Castrillo. Clock stops with 4:22.
Yeah, a couple nifty moves inside the neutral zone from Hansen.
And that looks like it's going to be a big change this season. Two players right now playing on the blue line, Grace Karunakar and Mika Hansen, but both have exhibited offensive qualities that you want in today's game.
Yeah, it seems like the more modern we get with the game of hockey, the more offensive that these defensemen become. Obviously, you can look back and look at somebody like Bobby Orr, who seemed to do everything, but, you know, not every player is Bobby Orr, right?
Right. Few and far between. Saints able to hold it in. Karunakar near side to Beckett. Oh, they put it in front. St. Louis hacking and whacking. It's loose. Top of the crease. Finally, goaltender covers. It just wouldn't go for the Saints, but that close to being 4-2.
And that's one thing St. Louis has done all game. She places herself right outside the blue paint. Shot on, looking for the loose change. And that's really, I mean, that's how you score goals, right? You go hard to the net. You're looking for rebounds. Not every goal is going to be under the bar. It's not going to be a snipe. It's not going to be something super pretty. But once you're in front of the net, anything's possible. And she already has one tonight, almost made it a 4-2 game.
Good to see from her as well, because to your point about the pretty goals, when she was a freshman, it seemed like that was more her style. She was trying to set things up. Rush player, now going to the middle of the ice, getting her nose dirty. She already got a goal, almost had a second one, but we're going to have a penalty here with 3:38 left to go in the second.
It's nice to have a player, though, that can do both, right? If you have someone on your team who can essentially make the highlight reel play, but also is not afraid to go hard to the net, and that's the type of player that you want. And sometimes it amazes me that more players don't go to they don't go to the front of the net. Like, that's where the puck is going to be. Whether you're redirecting a shot, you're getting a rebound, the puck is, for the majority of the time, it's loose. Like, it's loose there. But, of course, a lot of players, they just want to do the highlight stuff because that's what's cool on Instagram. That's what's cool on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it these days. But
got to get those social media clicks.
Well, you can get those social media clicks by going hard to the net. I'll tell you that for sure.
So the Saints are back to the power play. 1 for 3 thus far. The penalty was called against Layla Rushforth. Gerwitz has it straightaway point to the far circle. Beckett peels back. Gerwitz again. Wrist shot on. No traffic this time, so Castrillo was able to make the save.
Yeah, good puck movement there. You just mentioned no one standing in front of the crease, so an easy stop. I will say I don't know exactly if you're going hard to the net, if the the amount of views you'll get on a post. I don't know if it'll be as high if you put one under the bar, but
Goal's a goal.
A goal is a goal. It doesn't matter how you score.
Somebody's going to view the highlight.
Absolutely.
3 minutes left in the period. 1:20 left in the power play. Gerwitz sets it up. Dawson's shot was off a skate. Ricochets here to the near side. Beckett goes rink wide with it. Dawson one time to Gerwitz. Beckett calling for it. Thought about a slap shot. Got the defender to bite. And then the pass to the far wing. Too hot to handle for Dawson as she is taken hard to the wall. Lost her stick in the process. She's going to head off on a change as the Saints regroup in their own end. 55 left in the power play. The Purple Eagles had gotten away with a couple things, and now the Saints are going to get called for a penalty.
I don't know about that one. I mean, I get it, but don't love it. Looked like Emma Gerwitz also kind of got tripped up behind the net. But it is what it is. You know, we're not reffing out there. We're up here. I feel like it'd be difficult to be a referee.
And I think that's more the Saints' gripe, not necessarily that the call in and of itself wasn't a penalty, but there were two players. Dawson went down over on the far wall. That was kind of a heavier hit, and then Gerwitz took a spill in her own end. Neither of those called, and now we get 4-on-4 for 35 seconds.
Oh, no.
And a 2-on-0 trying to get back. They get it out in front, and they score. Backhand shot by Abby Pelegi. And Niagara has evened things up.
Yeah, another tough break for Maryville. Turnover in their defensive zone, and those are the things that you want to clean up. It stinks that the penalty occurs while you're on the power play. You stop that momentum. You saw in the offensive zone when they were moving the puck around, had a lot of great looks, a couple big stops from Maya Castrillo, but again, we've mentioned it multiple times, like that's just the game of hockey. You keep a team, you let a team stay around, and they'll find their breaks.
And that's one thing that the Saints haven't been strong enough with here in this contest is their zone exits. And they've been made to pay after some of these turnovers in their own end. Suddenly the score is 4-3 apparently. 3-3 though is the real score. And now the Purple Eagles have a brief power play that will last 1 minute and 10 seconds. They're trying to stretch it out. They've got Zamet up the ice. She was fresh off the bench. Saints collect it though and whip it down the other way. Zamet trying to get into the offensive end. Strong stick from Gerwitz denies. McComber at the red line. Just flings it in. Falardeau from her knees is able to get it up to the blue line, but no further. McComber holds it in for the Purple Eagles. Down into the near side corner. Loose puck, Cadrain springs and covers.
Yeah, we're going to have a conversation with that scorekeeper. Perhaps he's too busy making fun of my turtlenecks. But now you're seeing Niagara. They're getting some looks here. And that's something that you want to limit heading into the third period. That late goal. And we talk about all the... it's a good stop right there. We talk about all the cliches and whatnot, but I mean, there's a reason, right? There's a reason why they're cliches. That's something that you'll have to look for in the intermission.
Rushforth tried to pirouette and keep the puck. A little too tall of an ask, but they do hold the zone. 31 seconds left in the period. 6 seconds left until we're back to 5-on-5. Shot was blocked. And Dawson will send it down the ice. This is going to unfortunately be an icing, and she just waited a hair too long. 19 and a half left. That's 19 and a half seconds in the second period. 3-3 is your score.
No, there's nothing better than stepping out of the box and your team has possession of the puck. Want to just spring a pass right up the ice. Unfortunately, maybe some miscommunication there, or just not having her head up, one of the two, but Maryville misses out on that chance.
Puck was tied up off the draw. Saints send it over to the far wall. Deflected shot. Cadrain dives out and covers it again. 8.5 left.
Seconds, that is.
That'd be a quick. What would that be? 11 minutes?
8.5 what?
I said 19.5 before, and now it's 8.5, so that would be about 11 minutes.
Gotcha.
If it was minutes.
Yeah. It would be a quick 11 minutes.
This game has gone by pretty quick as we are just about done with 2 periods of play. Beckett, she almost had a lane towards the goal. Would have been tough from the goal line, but she runs out of time. 40 minutes have been played, 20 minutes left in regulation, and all to play for as it's a tie game. We'll go to the intermission. We'll come back and talk about what we've experienced through the first 40 minutes. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
St. Louis has a great history of sports.
We love our baseball.
Baseball is nuts. It's crazy here.
When we go back to St. Louis, we got to see the Cardinals play or the Blues.
St. Louis has such a rich history of soccer. This city is ready for an MLS team. It's really such a sports city, and you have to just experience the environment.
That's what makes St. Louis such a special place.
Where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency. Year after year, for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
To get more out of your engine, demand more from what you put into it. Go the distance with Schaefer Racing. Supreme 7000 Synthetic Plus Racing Oil. Penetrating Molly Ultra Grease. Schaefer, the choice of home track heroes.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership community family, delivering the best experience.
Loufusc, where we're treating you right, you'll see. RESPECT. Got the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
LOUFUSZ, treat you right for 70. LOUFUSZ, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
LOUFUSZ, where it treats you right, you'll see.
Hello, everyone. I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience. Every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center here for the Saints Intermission show. A tie game after 40 minutes. We've had a pair of 2-1 periods, unfortunately, in that middle frame that favored the Niagara Purple Eagles.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Saints, they had a lot of momentum in that second period, heading into the second period. And Niagara, credit to them, they've been taking advantage of a lot of their chances. And I say a lot, there really haven't been that many chances, though, but when they get them, they're capitalizing on them. And for Maryville, I think this is a time to just reset. They know that they're the better team. They've played like the better team all night. Unfortunately, when you have a few turnovers in your own zone, things like that happen. You've allowed Niagara to stay in the game. But in this third period, come out early, come out flying, and really put it away.
Yeah, Niagara scored the first goal of the period at 8:34, I believe that may have 54. It's hard to read my own handwriting. That's always a good thing. But we see the goal here as they got it back to the point, long shot, and then it was a little bit of a scramble in front. The Saints just weren't able to send that puck away, and Bianca Rushforth was able to tie things up as it made it 2-2. So the Saints, again, it took a little bit longer in that period to get the goal for Niagara, but they're just not necessarily solidifying things in the beginning of these periods, it feels like.
No, they're not, and they're getting their looks too, right? Like they've had a ton of different chances, especially in that second period. They did capitalize it. I know we just showed the Niagara goal. Maryville did score, and it was a beautiful goal, by the way. Beautiful goal. And, we'll see it right here. That third forward coming in just at the last second. Little hesitation there from the defender in the back of the net. And from there, I'm thinking, okay, Maryville, they've given up the tying goal, but then they come right back and they score. They make it 3-2, and I'm like, all right, we're back. And then Niagara ends up tying it again. So that was one of the things we talked about for Maryville is just eliminate the turnovers and bury the puck when you have your opportunity. This is a team that ultimately you need to just put them away. That's bottom line. You've had your chances to put them away. I think Maryville will come out here in this third period with a ton of speed, a ton of energy. We've seen that all night. I think they're gonna put them away early and not allow Niagara to essentially hang around.
Yeah, and it's a kind of a situation where Maryville, maybe they kick themselves for not having found a way to get that 2-goal lead or whatever, because anytime you let a team hang around, this is the kind of situation you put yourself in, but it comes down to how these teams are going to play in the third period. We'll see whether or not the Saints can get the next goal, or at least the game-winning goal, in the third period coming up. That'll wrap it up for your Saints intermission. We'll have the third period coming up right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints Nation.
Home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
Comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a warrior.
There's a whole lot of wonder in the little word, why. It's uncovering how things work, what things are. Why is endless. Why is ageless, and it's for everyone to explore. At the St. Louis Science Center, the wonder of why is why we exist. We create it inside our building and in our community. Why is where wonder begins, and the St. Louis Science Center brings it to life. Come visit.
unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
Welcome back to the Maryville Saints Hockey Network. Alongside Todd Panula, I'm Andrew Marsh as the third period is underway here at the Maryville University Hockey Center. A 3-3 game. Niagara struck first in the first period. The Saints made the comeback. And now it's Niagara who has made the comeback. 3-3 the score. A chance for Maryville. Puck behind the net. Pass out front. High slot shot on. That one just wide of the cage. Puck behind the net. Below the goal line. Pass out front. Side of the net. That one knocked to the near side hash marks.
.50 seconds into the third period. Saints with the puck as they get it through the neutral zone, but they give it away. Purple Eagles coming back the other way. Both teams trying to change their lines. Brooks had her pocket picked. Schweitzer comes in, tries to get a shot away, bounces one in towards the crease. And Cadrain makes the save with 18:49 to go here in the third period.
Yeah, a couple good looks for Maryville early in this period. Shots from weird angles, good opportunity in the slot. These goaltenders, I know that they've let up 3 goals so far each, but they've made some good stops, like very timely stops.
And the pucks that have gone in, really, it wasn't too much that the goaltenders could have done about any of them. I think maybe Cadrain might have had a different positioning on that opening goal, but it came so early in the contest that nobody was able to really get their skates underneath them. The Saints trying to find the next one. They flop one out in front. Brennan got the shot away, but couldn't steer it on target. Clipperton trying to escape her own zone. Is able to get it up. It was Custance to guide it out, but not under control. So the Saints bring it right back in. Brooks is in 1-on-4. Tried to steer one into the slot for the oncoming Emily Toole. Saints completing a line change, as are the Purple Eagles. Maryville will bring it all the way back to their own zone. Gillings gave it over. Putnam steered it forward. Toole lost it. And back and forth we go. Haas chases it down, but Putnam guides her into the wall. It was loose at the top of the crease. Seeing our shot by Williams was knocked down. Sider lost it. Back out into the neutral zone. Gillings was given chase. Purple Eagles come out on the near side. Forbes bumped off the puck. Still got it over to Burtnick. Filtered through into the offensive end. Burtnick comes up. Shot was knocked down. Karunikar gave it over. Ross looks forward. Toole crosses the red line and dumps to go for a change. Stepping up is O'Leary, looking for Cooper. Numbers game favored the Purple Eagles as they come over here to the near wing. Rink-wide pass, close to an icing, and they will call it, so the clock will stop with 16:37 to go here in the third.
Yeah, one thing that I have found to be different in this third period compared to the last 2 periods is Niagara, they're getting their chances, Maryville's getting their chances, so I'm having a hard time figuring out where the ice is tilted. It's a 3-3 game at this point. Both teams are getting their chances in the third period. This one could come down to who scores next. Now, it is early. It's still 16:30 left to go in regulation, but this feels like one of those one-goal games.
Saints putting on the pressure along the perimeter to keep it in, at least for the moment. Purple Eagles have possession in their own zone. Give it away up the middle, though. Kept alive by Rutherford. Tough angle shot from Beckett was turned aside. Beckett sends it back to Falardeau at the point. Gets the return feed now to Gerwitz along the near side. She'll take a shot. That was knocked down. Kicked at, chopped at, and the goaltender will cover.
Saints are no stranger to being out front. Good chance there, trying to knock that puck in the back of the net.
Fresh legs out for Maryville. But the Purple Eagles win the face-off. Dawson made her way over towards the wall, was able to hold it in, and a second time as well. Sticked away on the long shot. Loose puck comes over here to the near side as O'Leary took a spill. She's able to find the puck, though, in behind the net. Left it for Cooper. Backhand shot had some steam behind it, but Castrillo was able to make the save. Counterattacking opportunity was thwarted initially at the blue line. Niagara does get it up towards the goal, but the Saints collect. Handed right back. McComber peeled back towards the red line. Hansen lost it as it continues to go back and forth. Closing in on 5 minutes played as that goes out of play. So we won't quite hit that 5-minute mark yet. 15:08 left to go here in the third.
Todd, do you feel like both teams are playing to not make a mistake? Are you getting that vibe?
It gets that feeling here in the early going, yeah. It didn't seem like they came out looking to grab the game by the scruff. They're almost worried that the next one will be the game decider, and they don't want to give it up.
Yeah, you just can't play that way. Get into the game, get loose, have fun. But play smart, of course.
These two teams will play again tomorrow night, 8:15 puck drop. First two periods were a little more open. It's been a little more tight here in the third. Saints trying to push it out in front. Poisson was there. Backhand chance from Brooks as she went for a partial wraparound. It comes back out in front, almost settled down for Brennan. Her shot found a skate. Stepping up from the blue line is Hansen. Dueling it out with Custance. Brooks' shot didn't quite get where she wanted. It was an easy save for the goaltender. Just about 6 minutes played here. They wave off icing, so the Saints have to go all the way back. Loose in the neutral zone. Coming over is Gilling. She's able to throw just enough of a check to jostle that loose. Toole gives it away, though, on the cross-ice pass. Hansen tried to come back. Dawson is there as well. Plays it off the Dashers to herself. Dawson stick handling out of the zone. 4-on-2 if the Saints hurry, but then a poor pass to Gillings along the far side will even things up. Pitchforked over here towards the near wall. Forbes almost played it right into the skates of Toole. Burtnick gets it up to Forbes on her off wing. Sends it over to Haas, who's on her off wing over on the far side. Back over to the forehand. 13:08. Bodies falling left and right. Now we have no scoreboard. Somebody kicked a power plug loose.
And we're back.
Clipperton just kind of sends one towards goal, and we'll get a stoppage with 12:53 left in the period.
It's a heads-up move by that official down by the half circle. Throwing out the 1, 2, 3, 4. Looked like he was a referee counting out a wrestler who was out of the ring, Todd.
You never know if those counts are quite official. 10 seconds can last forever.
Well, what are you trying to say?
Hey, I don't know. I think it's rigged.
Don't be saying that now.
Talking about wrestling, that is, not hockey.
Of course.
12:45 left up on the big clock. As the puck given back and forth, bodies all over the ice. Beckett comes back, lost the puck for a moment, but it went to L. Rutherford. Maud St. Louis tried to fling one forward. It was intended for Fallardeau, but out of her reach. Gerwitz comes back. The captain looks up, stretches one out. Beckett now with a 3-on-2. Numbers even up. Beckett's going to take the shot right into the goaltender. And we'll have a face-off with 12:15 left.
Yeah, good look there. You have a player driving toward the net. Would like to maybe see that shot be a little lower if you are going to throw that right on target and not go high above the glove or either above the blocker. You'd like to see that thrown right on the pad for a rebound.
Saints were crashing the net. The goaltender was able to cover up the loose puck, so we'll do it all over again. O'Leary, O'Brien, and Cooper out on the forward line. It comes back to Hansen. She slaps one off the end wall. Nobody along the far side in black. Up through the middle. It went off the stick of Dawson, but it still stays with the Purple Eagles. They're looking backdoor, but it wouldn't settle down on the backhand for Layla Rushforth. Stepping up is Burtnick. Her shot was knocked down. O'Leary brushes one through the middle of the ice. Burtnick is back for Niagara. Fires one far side to Hansen. Saints gather it up at their own blue line. Hansen has it for the Saints, and then she's bumped off the puck by Rushforth. Tic-tac-toe they go, and then Bianca Rushforth was knocked down from behind. Layla has it in the middle. Saints gather the puck up, and then fire it too eagerly forward for Brennan. Poisson will skate onto it and lost it along the end wall. Brooks is there to help. Everything bouncing up in the air and off of sticks. Ice has played pretty well here compared to last night, though.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Saints with a giveaway, though, in their own zone. Brennan comes over to pick up. Long shot for the point, just skims the top of the crease. Brooks finds the outlet pass. Here's Sydney Poisson from the near circle. Went glove hand side, but cut it too much, and it goes wide. Still onside. The Saints kick it and keep it alive. Poisson from the left wing this time, and her shot went off a stick and wide. Came back out in front, but nobody along the near side for the Saints. Almost halfway through the period. Niagara gets it out through the middle. Scaduto. Now to Schweitzer. She'll take a bouncer, and Cadrain will hold on with some sticks charging in for Niagara. .10:06 left to go here in the third period. Saints winning the shot battle thus far, 26-21.
Yeah, I definitely think this is Niagara's best period so far, and that's definitely something that you like to see if you are a Purple Eagle, saving the best period for last.
High shot from Gillings. Ross was there for a potential rebound, but the Purple Eagles are able to send it out. Falardeau comes back, but it wouldn't go long enough for icing. Almost had her pocket picked as Haas was right on her backside. Gillings heads off the other way. She's got Ross here on the near wing, but the numbers favor the team in white. Saints going for a partial change here with 9.5 left to go in the period. Clipperton calmly guides it out of the zone, but Hansen is there for the Saints. Now Rutherford comes up. Custance won it along the near side. This one should go far enough for icing, and it will. Clock stops with 9:15 to go. And still a tie game.
Yeah, there seemed to be some confusion just inside the Niagara blue line. Was it offside? Was it not offside? Talk about communication all the time. Sometimes the communication from your officials is, just as important.
When they use a different system, too, there's 2 referees and 1 linesman. So sometimes I think that might create a little bit of confusion for the players, not knowing necessarily where to look. We get another icing here, so about 11 seconds came off the clock. Saints electing to have the face-off along the far wing. Rutherford going to take it against Cadence Haas. Purple Eagles win it, but they don't clear the zone. A spin shot from Rutherford was sticked away into the near side corner. Beckett plays it off the dashers. Hansen took a slap shot right into the shin pads of Custance. Niagara will get a change. Exit pass was intercepted by Sider. She sends it right back in. Beckett from the near side wall. Skates it up for Maryville. Good poke check, denied the zone entrance. Sider comes back the other way, tried to go to the forehand. The shot was blocked by Dawson. Now the Saints trying to come out with some speed. A little bit of space near side for Beckett. She's in behind the defender and peels back. Causes the defender to lose footing. She takes the shot to the blocker side. Beckett again. Now she's got even more space. She scores! Haley Beckett, her second of the night, and the Saints are back up by 1.
Just a smart play by Beckett. You think she has the look, skating down the ice on the near side. Sees that doesn't quite have the shot that she necessarily wants. She peels off, buys herself some more time, gets that initial shot off, gets it back, puts herself right in position to make another great shot, and puts that one in the back of the net. And that is a huge goal for Maryville. Less than 10 minutes left to go in this period. I thought Niagara was getting some opportunities. Hopefully Maryville can tack one more on before we hit the 5-minute mark. You don't really want to give Niagara any more life here in this third period.
So Beckett, assisted by O'Brien at 11:51, has made it 4-3. Offensive zone face-off for the Purple Eagles. Shot may have gone off a skate and just trickled wide of the goal on the near post. 7:45 left to go here in the third period. Loose in below the goal line. They center it out in front. Cooper lifted the stick, and that was just enough. Saints able to kick it up. Now it's one-on-one. O'Leary against Vandebosch. O'Leary goes back to the forehand. She drags it through the crease, and the shot was denied. Meant to say the slot. It was about a yard and a half away from the crease. Hansen with the stretch pass. O'Leary ramps it into the zone, but she was on the wrong side of the red line, so that'll still be an icing call. 7:10 to go here in the third period. Still a lot of time left, and you kind of have to hope now that the Saints don't try to just play defense the rest of this period.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, excuse me, get choked up talking about hockey, of course. That's what I was saying. It's one of those situations where you want to pounce. You score a goal, pounce right on it. Try and make it a 2-goal game quick.
Diving play by the defender. Burtnick steered it on her own goal, but that was better than the alternate option because Sophie Brennan was flying in here on the near wing.
You know, if you're a team like Niagara, you found ways to get back in the game. You had a lead, you lost it. You found a way to tie the game. They're still hanging around here, and that's why I've been so adamant about trying to find that extra goal. Don't wait till the goalie gets pulled. Try and find that offense. Make it a 2-goal game. Make it that much tougher for Niagara.
Here comes Rushforth. That went off of Gerwitz's stick. Made it an easier save for Cadrain, but it'll be an offensive zone faceoff for Niagara with 6:29 to go here in the third.
Yeah, you know, those teams that are hanging around, they get a lot of confidence. Once that goal goes in, it's less than 10 minutes to go in the third period. A little bit of the wind comes out of your sail if you're the underdog essentially. So you're susceptible to giving up a quick second goal. And to your point, if you're Maryville, you don't necessarily want to just fall back and play defense. Now, tighten things up and play defense, but don't be afraid to push the puck, push the pace. Get a timeout here.
I believe it was taken by Anaquatro and the Eagles, as they want to make the most out of this offensive zone draw. If you're the Saints, you'd like to get just a quick win and get it out of the zone. Just a shade under 6.5 left to go here in the third period. Saints winning the shot battle 29-23. They lead the score 4-3. 2 goals from Beckett, as well as tallies by St. Louis and Brooks. Layla Rushforth, Bianca Rushforth, and Abby Pelegi are your goal scorers for the Purple Eagles. But to your point, Marcy, it feels like the Saints, you got to find a way to put the nail in the coffin.
Exactly.
Face-off won by the Purple Eagles. McComber was able to at least guide it into the corner. Saints gather it and push it out. Banded Bush goes tape to tape with her defensive line mate, Easton McComber. And we'll get a stoppage with the face-off just outside the zone.
I mean, it's easier said than done, right? Like, it's easy for me to say, oh, yeah, go out and score another goal. You know, certain games call for that, though. I feel like Niagara is an opponent, though, where you can get that quick second goal. Now, a few minutes have gone by here, but still, there's still some time left.
6:10 to go in the third period as the puck comes off the window. Beckett wasn't able to send it away. Oh, and that just trickled wide. Those are the kind of plays that you're only in a one-goal game.
Right.
They make you a little nervous.
Exactly.
Hacking and whacking over along the far wing. St. Louis was finally able to get it out on the second attempt, and now it pops loose. St. Louis was gassed, though, and had to just dump it down.
I don't mind that play either. If you end up trying to make something happen offensively and you get caught, and you've been out there for a long time, perhaps you then get caught in the defensive zone, and a goal ends up in the back of your net. So, smart play there. And now, icing called. Now you get an offensive zone faceoff.
So the Saints turn the tables in terms of ice positioning. Coach Hogan bullying a young fan along the glass. I believe that's one of Coach Lang's sons, actually. 4-player scrum along the far wall. Saints more than content to just kind of hold it up along the boards, let some time tick off the clock. Referee being pretty lenient with allowing it. Saints regathered in the neutral zone after the Purple Eagles had cleared it. High off the glass, kicked around at center ice, crossed and dumped in by Putnam. 15 minutes played. Saints with a 1-goal lead. Hansen goes far wing. Poisson pushes it forward. Brought in on the attack. Tenbor. Put the shot up high. Twisted around to the far wing. Brooks is stepping up. Niagara clears it, at least for the moment. Saints have to touch up on the delayed offside. Brought back in by Rushforth as we come the other way. Long shot in. Might have been going wide, but Clipperton still wise to put it on target. Brooks looks to head the other way. Dishes off. Poisson crosses the line and sends it in as the Saints just trying to keep the legs fresh. Just about 16 minutes played. Dawson dumps it back in. Hansen flopped it over. Just getting it past the forecheck. Here comes O'Leary from the far circle. Stick handling around. Oh, as she was looking for the back door. Cooper was set up. The pass just didn't quite have enough on it. .333 to go here in the third period. Saints keeping the pressure up. They haven't necessarily been afforded any shooting opportunities, but puck possession is just as good right now. Cooper takes a spill, but looked like she might have tripped over the puck. Now they dig in along the corner boards. Purple Eagles are able to fish it out and pitchfork it out. They will get a partial change. Saints turn it over at the blue line, though. Here comes Schweitzer into the high slot. Took it right into the feet of O'Leary. She was able to skate it to the near side. Burtnick was there. Custance and Zamet trying to get it for Niagara. O'Leary has it for the Saints. Loose puck goes into the neutral zone. Burtnick forced to go back by the speedy Rutherford. Just leaves it along the wall for McComber. Can't find a friendly teammate as the puck comes into the neutral zone. Bianca Rushforth drops it back. The zone exit pass was too strong for McComber. Saints have it in their own end. 2:15 to go here in the third period. Saints tried to stretch it out. It went off a stick into the Niagara bench. And now it looks like we're going to get the coach for Niagara was calling for a timeout. So if they grant her one, that would mean that the last one was taken by Maryville.
Tight game here, barn burner. Friday night hockey, and we get another one tomorrow, Todd. I think tomorrow's game is definitely going to shape up to be a little bit different. I feel like those Friday night games, you just try and see what your opponent's all about. Tighter game. Honestly, it's either one or the other. It's either tight or it's a blowout. I don't know if there's anything really in between. Obviously, it depends on the opponent, of course, but this is – I think these games are very valuable for Maryville early in the season, right? It doesn't matter who the opponent is. You're playing these tight games. This is where you find out what type of team you are. Are you going to find ways to win these games, or are you going to find ways to lose these games? Good teams find ways to win, and so far Maryville has done that. A great goal, less than 10 minutes in the third period. You're finding that extra gear, and this is where you got to bear down, block some shots, smart plays, nothing up the middle, keep it to the outside. And in 2:11, if you do that, you'll come home with a victory. Or you'll go home, I guess. We're already home. Home ice, that is.
So a little over 2 minutes left. As Marshy pointed out for you. The Purple Eagles send it up to the blue line. Good poke chair by Emma Gerwitz. Layla Rushforth kicked at it. Good kick save, kept it alive at least for the moment. Clipperton sends it in, but it's a delayed offside. Gerwitz will bring it over the red line and send it in. Puts on Brooks and Brennan give chase. Niagara is able to push it up to center ice, but no further. Saints come in on the forecheck. Clipperton gets it for the Purple Eagles. In behind the net to Vandenbosch. Right now the Saints basically just kind of packing things in, giving the forecheck when they can get there, but sealing things off at the red line. 1:15 to go here in the third. Clipperton trying to force some space. Give it away. Here's Cooper on the puck. Vandenbosch tied her up. Loose in behind the net. Chopped away from O'Brien. Rutherford went down to one knee. They were able to get it past her. Now here's Layla Rushforth. Oh, and she had her pocket picked from behind as the stick came in late. Final minute of play here. 46 seconds officially. Zamet drove one in. Gerwitz made the block. She looks like she's just going to try to finish off this game. Gerwitz with the puck. Stretching it out. Deflected up by Brennan. 30 seconds left. Saints trying to hold on for the win and go 2-1 here in the early part of the season. Brooks bodied the puck. Keeps it up in the offensive zone. 19 seconds left. Off the window, Zamet guides it out. Schweitzer was surrounded by Black. Brennan comes on the back check, able to steal the puck away. Brooks has it along the near boards. 8 seconds left. out of the reach of Poisson, but a lot of ice between the Purple Eagles and a tying goal. They're not going to have enough time. The Saints are victorious for the second time in as many games here on home ice. And they have a 4-3 victory to put in their back pocket.
Great defense by the Saints. You mentioned them stepping up at the red line, not giving the Purple Eagles really any chance to get into the offensive zone. You saw the puck go in the offensive zone a few times, but Niagara had no numbers at all. They didn't have any chance to pull the netminder and get a chance with the extra attacker down one. Solid defense, a solid game all around in that final 2 minutes for the Saints. And they end up finishing this one out strong, hoping to take a little bit of that momentum into tomorrow night's game. Obviously some things to clean up heading into tomorrow's tilt, but you come out with a victory, you go back to the locker room, you celebrate, also look at some things that, like I said, that you'd like to do different, but a win's a win is a win, as you like to say, Todd, and I'm sure a lot of other people like to use that phrase too. I'm just using it for the first time tonight because I really like it. But either way, Maryville picks up their second victory of the season, another one-goal game.
So it's a 4-3 win for the Saints. We'll give our final thoughts on the other side of this break. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints Nation.
Home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
Back for the final time here at the Maryville University Hockey Center after a 4-3 win for your Saints. It wasn't necessarily clean the whole time. It wasn't necessarily pretty the entire time, but the Saints get the job done after 60 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. They pick up their second win on home ice. It's a good start to the season for the Saints. There's a few things, like I said, heading into the break, a few things that you would like to clean up. Some defensive turnovers, some neutral zone turnovers. You gave up a few odd man breaks. But overall, I think the Saints did a fantastic job closing that game out. That's really when you need to buckle down, and they did a fantastic job, especially after Niagara. They took the time out, hoping to probably set something up, get the goalie pulled. They don't even get the chance to do that. Saints with a great job at finishing this game, and that's what it's really all about, right? It doesn't – obviously, you like the process. You want to know what happens and how you play throughout the 60 minutes, but – great teams find ways to finish games off, and that's exactly what the Saints did tonight.
Yeah, and as a program, it's been interesting the past couple nights. Obviously, players have nothing to do with one or the other because it's men's and women's, but as broadcasters, we see the similarities.
Oh, yeah.
So last night, Maryville comes out with a 3-0 win. Didn't play all that great, a lot of mistakes made, but as we talked to Coach Hogan, he even said, if you told me we would win that game 3-0, he would have taken it at the early going. Just didn't look very pretty. Somewhat similar here tonight. Maryville, though dominant, really, they won the shot battle in every single period, but they only squeaked by with a one-goal win, but they all count in terms of the points the same amount.
It's weird how sports works, right? It's weird how the game of hockey works. You give an inch to a team, and, sometimes they take a mile, right? So it was a weird game for sure. Maryville, like I said, they did a good job at responding when they were down 1-0 early in the first period. But give credit to Niagara. Give credit to their goaltender. She played phenomenal tonight. I thought that she looked really good. Both goaltenders, I thought, played pretty solid. And we mentioned it. Of course, you would want some of those goals back, but any goalie would say that. Any goalie probably thinks they can make every save. I mean, you were a goalie. I'm sure you said the same thing.
Right, yeah.
You think you can make
except
every
for
save.
except for those backdoor plays, you usually
Yeah.
think that there was always something that you could have done differently.
Exactly, but I thought the net minding tonight was really good, and overall, I'm just really excited to see what tomorrow brings. If it's going to be a similar game, a tight-knit game, or maybe if Maryville capitalizes on some of their opportunities, which they had a lot tonight. But again, a one-goal game. And if you're a hockey fan, it was a very exciting game, I think.
Unofficially, we probably have to give the player of the game to Haley Beckett. She ends up with 2 goals on the night, including the game winner that came at 11:57 of the third period. As we get another look at it here, Saints were able to get the puck in, as we saw. She misses on that attempt, but as you pointed out after the goal, she repositioned herself, gets it a better angle, still goes to that blocker side, and it's a game-winning goal for Haley Beckett. As I said, 2 goals on the night, and a good start to the season for her and the team heading into tomorrow evening. The two of us will be back tomorrow evening. We hope that you will join us for that broadcast as well. It'll be the same 2 teams, same Saints channel, as we bring you the puck drop at 8:15 Central Standard Time. For Andrew Marsh, for Eric, making us look good behind the scenes, I've been Todd Panula. Good night, Saints fans. It's a victory.
Maryville Saints Hockey Network thanks you for watching this presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association.